Oh my gosh, guys, I was so excited when I saw Dr. Dre post this video. I'm just interested to see what a dermatologist has to say about just glutathione in general. Now, she's speaking specifically on IV glutathione, and if you are already a part of the Patreon conversation, then you guys know, like, basically, I haven't really heard a lot of positive things about IV glutathione, especially from just doctors and dermatologists and stuff like that. Like, usually they're saying only use it if it's like in a small amount, and even then, some of these med spas where it's like all they do is like glutathione, some of them aren't hygienic, and I don't know, it's hit or miss. So it's definitely not made me excited to try it. But honestly, I just don't like the price. I'd just rather get my glutathione results at home, especially now that we've figured out multiple ways to get it into the bloodstream without having to deal with needles and stuff like that. So I've already watched this, but we're going to watch it together because she makes some really, really good points.
What is the deal with glutathione for skin whitening? Does it actually do anything, or is it just a big hoax? That's what we're going to get into in today's video. What the heck is glutathione? Well, it is a peptide naturally produced by the cells in your body, and it functions as an antioxidant. It helps fight against reactive oxygen species, which otherwise damage DNA, RNA, proteins, lipids in cells throughout your body, lead to cell death, as well as premature aging, and contribute to inflammation throughout the body that can aggravate and be a part of many disease processes. Glutathione also inhibits melanogenesis, aka pigment production. So, of course, it is of interest for dark spots, hyperpigmentation, melasma, and just general skin light.
So with that being said, it inhibiting melanin production, that's one of the things that I was confused on when I first started glutathione. I thought that it was going to keep me from getting dark if I was in the sun. No, if you already have pigmented melanin cells in your skin already, the sun and glutathione, like glutathione isn't going to stop the sun from basically synthesizing those and making them darker. But what it can do is it can like stop new ones from forming. So you would have to basically, I mean, take a couple of like skin cycles, which usually our skin, it takes about 28 days just to get rid of just the old dead cells, but there's just so many layers. So to be on glutathione, also use topicals, also do chemical peels. I feel like it would still take you closer to 7 to 8 months to feel like you're almost starting with a clean slate. I mean, to be, I don't know, because like it depends. If you're doing like serious full body chemical peels, you could probably get there earlier, but just to feel like you could go in the sun and not come back with like super dark pigment. Like for me, it just kind of looks like I'm dirty. Like it's not like a bright red, it's not like a bright yellow when I tan. It's just kind of like musty looking. So to get rid of that, we'd have to completely get rid of all of the old cells that obviously are already activated with the melanin, and then you would have more of a, I guess, a high yellow clean slate or whatever you're trying to go to. I know some people like they want to go closer to white, but anyways, I just think that that's interesting just because when I first started, I thought that it was going to keep me from tanning, and it's like, nope, it will, like, you'll still have the sun and the UV rays activate that melanin, but what it can do is if you've already removed all of that from your skin, it can keep new ones from forming. You will kind of have like a little bit of a tan, but it's not one that's gonna like stick. Does that make sense?
Glutathione can be delivered topically, meaning something that you apply to the skin. It can be taken orally, but one very popular way of administering glutathione is an IV drip. You will come across med spas all over the world who tout all of these claims about the benefits of IV drips containing glutathione for skin and overall health. While our body naturally makes glutathione, production of glutathione does decline with age, so there is some thought that perhaps in older adults with certain underlying health problems that perhaps glutathione supplementation may have some sort of protective role, although more research is needed. Lower levels of glutathione in the body are also associated with a variety of states of poor health. But what about in terms of skin? So there are two trials looking at oral glutathione for the skin. They both use 500 milligrams a day of glutathione. One of them is a supplement that you ingest. The other one is a lozenge that you dissolve in the mouth. The absorption of glutathione from the gut to get to an appreciable level throughout the body is very challenging. By allowing it to absorb in your mouth, in the mucosa in your mouth, you get better levels. So the one looking at...
So that's what I'm doing right now, guys. And on Patreon, I'm documenting it basically day by day. Is I'm doing the letting it dissolve in my mouth through the mucosa, which then goes through lymphatic drainage, and it bypasses basically all of the bile in your stomach and going through like the liver and all of those organs that basically make it not as bioavailable. So it's basically going straight to my blood supply. Also, by me also working out and walking, I get at least 10 steps a day. That is also helping all of the nutrients from glutathione not only get to my skin and my cells, but also it's helping with my blood circulation, which anything that I take, it's becoming more bioavailable. So we've already seen that they say that being active in cardio helps boost natural glutathione, but I'm also seeing that me just supplementing it, it's also boosting it in that way as well.
The pill that you ingest, 500 milligrams a day. This was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial of 500 milligrams a day of glutathione versus placebo. And after 4 weeks, there was a statistically significant reduction in the melanin indices in those using the glutathione supplement, taking the glutathione supplement, versus those doing the placebo. There's also an open-label study looking at 500 milligrams a day of glutathione lozenges. This particular study looked at 30 healthy Filipino women, ranging in age from 22 to 42, with Fitzpatrick phototypes 4 and 5. And this study likewise showed a statistically significant reduction in melanin indices compared to placebo. These are
okay, but like we already knew that, but again, I like how like there's just more tests using lozenges and using sublingual glutathione, because before we're all about, you know, the pills or drinking stuff, digesting, or rectal syringes, which I already know that rectal syringes work. They definitely work as well as IV. The only issue is that you have to do them. And it's not that it hurts, it's the after. It's having to keep it in your rectum for 15 minutes and then you have to release all of that. So when you're releasing it, it's like you're taking a very wet number 2. And if you guys don't have privacy, then for me, it's just like it gets embarrassing if I don't have like a private bathroom that, like, I don't know, I just worry that people can hear it, because I mean, you can. And yeah, it's like, it's almost like having diarrhea. So anywho, that's the only drawback to rectal syringes. So it's like, if you have your privacy, or if you just don't care if it sounds like you have diarrhea, then 100% go for it. I got amazing results. If not, then right now I'm doing the sublingual and I'm just trying it out, and I'll know without a doubt in a couple of months if it 100% works. Right now I feel like it does, but honestly I don't know. It could totally just be in my head that I'm seeing changes, but I'm feeling really positive about it.
small studies, they have limitations, and again, they're not using the same form. So in other words, more research is needed. But what about the IV glutathione? Like I said, it's difficult to get glutathione to absorb in the digestive tract to lead to appreciable increases in body glutathione. So what about administering it through an IV, as is popularized among all of these, sort of med spas? We only have one study looking at this. It looked at 50 healthy Pakistani women. It was open label, placebo controlled, 1,200 milligram injection versus normal saline. They were getting these injections twice a week for 8 weeks. Instead of melanin indices, this particular study looked at something called the Taylor scale, which honestly is a lot more subjective. The group getting IV glutathione showed a 37.5% improvement in their Taylor scale, which was significantly greater than those getting just normal saline. However, they continued to reassess this, and after about 6 months, that had dropped to 6.2%. So it doesn't really suggest that it leads to any sort of sustained benefit. Importantly, in the study, there were some serious adverse side effects that happened to some people, namely problems with their liver. Some people had elevation in their liver enzymes, which is not good. One patient had an anaphylactic reaction. What about applying glutathione to the skin? Well,
oh my gosh. Okay. Also, so you guys know I've had my channel up for at least 5 years now. Okay. And we're taking it back to April of when I first started my channel. That's when I discovered rectal syringes. That's when I was able to go from my starting color to this color, just doing rectal syringes and making my own liposomal glutathione and vitamin C. I noticed that both worked, both were great. So since then, I would say even after the first 3 months of me doing that, let's go jump to 8 months of me having my channel and posting my results. I would only have some people tell me about having reactions to MSM, but no one would ever say that they had a reaction to glutathione. Like, it just never. But hundreds and hundreds of comments would come in, like just hundreds. Now, all of a sudden, this year alone, all of a sudden I'm hearing that people are having either some type of like hives, like she said, an anaphylactic reaction. Like, that's serious. Some people could actually die from that if perhaps you have like your throat closing up. But all of a sudden it's like there's some people who are what is the word, allergic, like they're allergic to glutathione all of a sudden. And I've heard people say it when they went and got it professionally administered, like the people in that study, you have professional nurses and people and cleaning everything and giving it to you. So I've heard them having a reaction that way and having a reaction from just taking the pills at home. So that kind of freaks me out, and I'm just wondering what the heck has changed. For me, I stopped continuously or consistently taking glutathione probably in 2020. With all of that wildness, like, y'all, I was drinking a lot. I drank a lot of alcohol 2020 and 2021. So your girl, I was just wasting money. So I never took it more than like maybe 2 weeks at a time, because then I would just always start drinking. Anyhow, so really this is like the first year of me actually getting back on it and able to stick with it. But I'm just wondering like what changed aside from like people getting like the jab. Like, I don't know. I'm just like all of a sudden all these people are coming out the woodwork about, oh, I can't take glutathione, or I have like a reaction or I'm allergic. And I'm just like, what? I've never heard of this. And all of a sudden I'm hearing about it just all the time.
Study that looked at 30 Filipino women over 10 weeks of applying a 2% glutathione lotion twice a day. This particular study did show a temporary skin lightening effect with topical glutathione. Of all these studies that we have that I've just gone over, topical and oral glutathione in the studies were not associated with any sort of adverse effects. It was only the IV that had, worrisome consequences. Like I said, IV glutathione is something that's popularized in like med spas, IV clinics, lots of claims made about it. But some serious side effects have arisen in people getting these IV infusions of glutathione, namely problems with the thyroid, also kidney problems, serious drug rashes. Some people have developed abdominal pain, and then because of the way they are administered in these med spas, maybe there might be a poor injection technique, and there are cases of people getting like more serious infections from these infusions. So while it's great that we have a few studies, we simply don't have enough. It's at this time remains inconclusive as to what degree this is actually going to be beneficial for anyone. Overall, there are many problems with IV glutathione. First of all, just an overall lack of published high-quality studies to demonstrate efficacy. Second of all, there is no established effective dosing. These clinics will claim a certain dose is the best, but that really hasn't been substantiated in clinical trials. How long do you need to take it? It would appear from the study that we do have that you need to get these infusions indefinitely in order to maintain whatever benefit you see from them. And the infusions are not inexpensive.
Okay, but that's with any type of glutathione. So whether you're making your liposomal glutathione at home or if you're buying tablets, like you'll always have to be on it. But because of all of the anti-aging and just all of the positive benefits, like that's not bad to always be on it. To me, it would be worse if you had to maintain such a high dose. You don't have to megadose to maintain your results. So once you get your results, you can maintain by taking just a normal dose of glutathione and using your topicals. So it's like you're more of megadosing for a period of time, so up to a year for some people, and then once you get there, you're going back down to just the normal dose. So I don't know, I've still yet to have heard of anyone doing it that route, having any type of medical issues. I am going to be making a video going over MSM because some not so cool things are coming out about it, especially when you're megadosing it. So we need to do like an updated video on that because yeah.
Infusions are not FDA approved or regulated, and the FDA of the Philippines actually cautioned against these. Where does that leave us now? I would say, in my opinion, if you are intrigued by glutathione, I think it's fine to use in a skincare product. And as far as taking a dietary supplement, while the research that we do have doesn't suggest that is necessarily harmful, you may just be wasting your money due to poor bioavailability. Will applying it to the skin make any difference? Honestly, it's going to boil down to the product overall. This is an ingredient found in cosmetic products, meaning it is not a medication, so there's going to be a lot of heterogeneity out there in terms of different products could or could not be formulated to actually lead to meaningful, effective concentrations to the skin or any sort of clinically meaningful effect that you might appreciate. I mean, we really don't even know what the best dose of topical glutathione is going to be to have any effect on hyperpigmentation or on, just overall skin tone.
Just from what I've seen, everyone who's been using topical glutathione have still been saying that kojic acid, alpha-arbutin, things like that work better, or just straight up hydroquinone. Though if you're using hydroquinone, you can only use it for like a short period of time. So it's rather like a corrector than a long-term type of investment. But yeah, as far as like topical glutathione, I kind of have always thought it was gimmicky, and it's so funny because like even major skincare labels have been putting topical glutathione in their serums, and honestly, I think it's a waste of money. Kind of like how people try to give you regular ascorbic acid, vitamin C, but we already know that it's proven your body cannot absorb that vitamin C. Your body can only absorb, I think, 20 milligrams of vitamin C every couple hours. So you would have to every hour take 20 milligrams of vitamin C. Like, what is that going to do? Because, like, you know, for most people, you need at least 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. And for skin lightening, we're taking up to 5,000 to 10,000. So anyways, I'm just saying that there's a lot of popular brands just trying to push taking vitamin C, and it's like, if it's not liposomal, it's not doing crap for you. So I don't know, just this whole topical glutathione thing, I think it's kind of scammy. I don't like it, just because we've yet to see like really positive results of people using it for lightening and even just hyperpigmentation correction. So I don't know. If you want to research it and get into it, definitely try it out. Let us know, but it's just not something that I'm going to waste my time on when there's other just cheap ways of using topicals that actually work. So I think we're going to stop this right here, and maybe we will make a part 2 of this video. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys do get IV glutathione, what is the dosage? Because she's talking about like people getting 1,200 milligrams. Is that enough? And also, if you are getting IV glutathione, are you also taking glutathione at home? So either through tablets or, I don't know, rectal syringes. Like, what is your glutathione stack? I am so excited. My 90-day accelerated skin lightening checklist planner is now ready. This is perfect if you're struggling to keep up your routine or if you don't know where to start. Basically, this is like day by day what I did to achieve my goals within 3 months. I tell you basically everything you need to know. All you have to do is like check off the box. So I should tell you like what to take in the morning, what to take in the evening. For different weeks, you guys will be doing like coffee enemas. There are certain times where you'll be doing just different exfoliation routines. I show you or tell you about what topical I mix together. It's really affordable. This isn't like something you're gonna have to like put hundreds of dollars into, but it'll get you started. And basically these are my results doing this exact routine from basically like 3 months, like 90 days. So if you guys are interested, there is a link in the description where you can get it. I'm just so excited for this. Like, I worked so hard on it, and yeah, it tells you just step by step what to do every day. You just check it off. You don't have to really think about it. And yeah, it's going to really help you achieve your goals.